And we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to Fresh Air Podcast, man. We got a very important topic that we're going to be talking about today. Let's get into it.
Let's go!
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Fresh Air Podcast, regular edition. It's Wednesday. We're going to be talking about a very important topic today that's kind of been going on for a few years now with accusations and the whole Me Too movement. Yeah, a few years, actually, for a while. Yeah. Anyway, quick announcement before we get into the show, guys. Rumble.com/freshandfit, as you guys know, that is the home base for us, man, and CastleClub.tv. If you want to support free speech, support us, guys, or support us on Rumble and on Castle Club, because Castle Club is our subscription service, but it is run by Rumble, pretty much. Castle Club and Rumble are the same thing, guys. And at the end of the day, that's how you fight against free speech. For some of you guys that are unaware, Rumble and X have gotten together and are launching a lawsuit against Google, okay? And their advertiser cabal that they've been running for a while, where they basically boycott certain platforms and keep them from getting advertisers. And they've been having a monopoly on this for a while. I mean, we talked about it actually when Kris was last year in detail. Please go check out that episode if you guys want. But I know some of you guys are wondering, like, hey, well, Myron, how does that affect us? We're just a consumer. Why does that matter? Well, guys, the reason why that matters is because they're able to effectively restrict content and restrict free speech on big platforms. And what ends up happening is it's a form of silence, guys. It's a form of censorship, because if you tell people that, hey, look, we're not going to push advertiser dollars to this certain content creator, what ends up happening is that creator can't tell you guys what they really want to say, or they can't be as free. They got to create subscription services or whatever it may be to be able to say what they want to say. And that drastically reduces the amount of information out there that isn't approved by certain individuals, if you know what I'm saying. So it creates a lot of issues, man. It infringes on our First Amendment right. It infringes on free speech. And what it ends up doing is it covertly is a form of censorship, whether it's demonetization, shadow banning, etc. They're all less overt ways to censor individuals, man. So, guys,
you can call it shadow banning to the highest degree. Is what you can call it, basically. Yeah,
because when they take away advertisers, that's how they effectively stop the platform from pushing forward. And that's what they did to X. That's what they've done to Rumble. I'm glad that Elon Musk and Chris Podolsky are stepping up and suing these guys, and I hope they win, because this has been a problem for a very long time. Because in the United States, and I'll go over this a little bit real quick with you guys. Since we have the First Amendment here, they can't overtly just tell you, we're going to cancel you or whatever it may be. What they do is play the ADL, Media Matters, a lot of these watchdog organizations, that's what they call themselves, of course. What they do is they tell platforms, are you aware that XYZ creator is spreading hate on your platform, blah, blah, blah. And what ends up happening is that makes a platform scared, because they're worried that advertisers are going to pull ads. If they pull ads, that's how they're able to make money, guys. The reason why YouTube is free and a lot of these platforms are free is thanks to advertisers. So if these watchdog platforms come in and say, well, you support XYZ creator and they're putting out hateful speech on your platform, we're going to tell XYZ advertisers, they immediately cancel that creator, they demonetize that creator, etc. That's how you end up with bans and terminations. That's how it works in the United States. In other places, the government just straight up sends a letter, hey, or like they did with Russell Brand in the UK, or is this individual monetized on your platform, blah, 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 and then they'll ban right there in other countries where free speech isn't a thing. But in the United States, the way they get around it is they have these left-wing organizations that act as watchdogs, right? And they put pressure on platforms saying that we're going to pull your advertisers. And that's how they get around it. That's what they do on many of the big platforms that you guys see, all the social media platforms. The reason why they're free is because of advertisers, guys, and that's how they threaten them. So I'm really glad that Rumble and X are stepping up and fighting this problem, this institutionalized problem that's been going on for several years since really the emergence of social media. Because now that people are going to X for alternative media, people are going to Rumble for alternative media, etc., the advertisers see what's going on and they want to control the flow of information. So we definitely need to, join in this fight.
And show to Rumble, because they made a whole platform called Rumble Studio to give you free ads from other people as well. I want to support free speech. Shout out to Rumble as well for doing, I believe, BeNaked, Positive, and as well coffee as well. 75.
Yeah. So now that's guys. So that's the problem, man. That's the issue, and we know this for a fact. Like conservative creators are restricted way more than left-wing creators. When Elon took over X, he literally said this, like something along the lines of like conservative creators were censored 4 times as much as left-wing creators. So there's an agenda here, guys. There's absolutely an agenda. I'm glad that they're putting light to it. I'm glad that this lawsuit is coming out, and hopefully we can fight back against censorship, because that's what's going on right now, and it affects you because if they censor your favorite creators, well, you're going to have to go to alternative places to find them, and then they won't be able to necessarily make content to the same degree, or they're going to have to dilute their message to be able to continue to stay on, right? There's a reason why we can't say everything we want to say when we're on certain platforms, guys. We can do it on Rumble and on Castle Club, but we have to obviously tailor certain things based on where we are, and that kind of sucks, man, because that is a form of censorship, and it blows, because you guys can't get the full information that you guys want, right? We can't be as transparent as we want to be sometimes. We try, but depending on where you're at, you have to abide by their rules, unfortunately.
But shout out to Rumble for having Chama and being there and being brave, because a lot of platforms came into the scene and they couldn't fight that monopoly, but Rumble came in, X came in, and they're fighting to go fight for us, so go support them as well, because that's huge, guys. So if they win this battle, W for all the conservative creators and as well X-rated creators.
Yeah, everybody, man.
Yeah.
So that's why I spend most of my time on X. Actually, us getting banned on Instagram was kind of a blessing in disguise, because on X I spend a lot of my time there nowadays. I tweet a bunch. I'm doing spaces, everything else like that. So make sure to check me out on Unplugged for X, guys. I cover a bunch of different things on there that I might not necessarily cover on YouTube. A lot of political content that I have on there too. I talk about geopolitics, what's going on. I've covered the World War III situation that we got potentially going on here in detail. We also covered it on Monday on the news with Suleiman. But if you guys want updates, everything else like that, I'm over there. But anyway, I actually talked about this topic too a couple of days ago. Yeah, go check me out over there, guys, on Unplugged X on X. We're growing quickly, man. We're getting like almost 1,000 followers a day, so people are really enjoying it. I'm getting quite a bit of engagement on there. It's a good time. Anyway, you want to talk about today's topic? You came up with this topic for us.
Yeah, so I was in Barbados, man.
That's why we're late. Sorry, guys.
And getting things done. And actually, man, I got a lot of shit done over there for the podcast, and as well the yacht party coming soon as well. August 10th, 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. We're going to be doing out of Florida, guys. We're going to drop the address,
this Saturday.
An email for you guys with the new address out of Florida. Pull up there around 8:30ish, so we get ready early, and then leave it by like 9:30.
What time is the boat departing?
We'll leave it like 9:30.
9:30 the boat's departing. Yeah. So guys, get there 8:39.
So if you got a ticket, I'll send you an email either tonight or tomorrow showing you the actual address. I'll see you guys there. And then as well, this topic came up because I was on Twitter, actually, on X, and I saw this going viral where like this girl's accusing Alex of being like this actual rapist. And I'm like, hold on, I just watched this guy fight in the UFC as a champion. He won, of course. And I'm like, this guy gets laid all day. He's the champion. Like, why does he have to go and grape you if this is even true? And then we'll get into it, of course, but like, this is almost like another case we saw earlier with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, where like there's accusations that were being said, but was it actually true? And it's funny because in these scenarios here with these two couples, for example, a man and a woman, one being accused, one is obviously doing for malicious intent, and it's clear to see who's doing that right now. So we'll get into that today, and that's topic for today's topic.
Yeah.
But yeah, support Rumble, man, because.
Yeah. So before we get into the topic at hand, some of you guys might not be familiar with UFC or watch UFC, so let's go ahead and pull up his Wikipedia real quick so you guys know who he is. Here's Alex Pereira. Alexandro Silva Pereira is a Brazilian professional mixed martial artist and former kickboxer. He currently competes in a light heavyweight division in the UFC, where he is the current UFC light heavyweight champion and former UFC middleweight champion. He is the 9th fighter in UFC history and the first to become champion in both the middleweight and light heavyweight divisions of the organization. In kickboxing, he is a former Glory middleweight and light heavyweight champion, and is the first and only fighter to have held Glory ties in 2 weight classes simultaneously. Pereira also competed in promotions such as It's Showtime and Super Combat Fighting Championship in kickboxing, and for Jungle Fight and Legacy Fighting Alliance in MMA. As of July 2nd, 2024, he is the number 2 in the UFC men's pound-for-pound rankings. Pereira is the only known fighter to be a 2-division world champion in MMA kickboxing and is regarded as one of the greatest combat athletes of all time. So why do I say that, man? And he's ranked number 1 in the kickboxing middleweight and light heavyweight rankings in February 2021. He was ranked number 1. So why do I say all that, guys? Well, the guy's an accomplished fighter. Extremely successful, very well off, obviously top of the line in his discipline to this day, matter of fact. So I find it interesting how accusations almost always come when you're on top. It never fails. It's like you're doing something good. Oh yeah, this person did XYZ to me. Blah blah blah. So when you have any commentary?
When he lost to Adesanya, this didn't happen. He lost before this didn't happen. But all of a sudden he won. Actually, we were in Vegas when we saw this fight. Actually, he won the fight, and out of random, just like talking to the girls, this comes out, and it's crazy because look at it from the point of view of him being the top champion, a fighter. That's very good at what he does from Brazil, I believe, Chama. He actually won, and then a few weeks later, he gets his accusation. And almost like someone that we know very well, Andrew Tate, all of a sudden, fighter, well-accomplished, successful. And then you're like, think to yourself, like, hold on. He's tall, good-looking, pause, and successful. He can get any girl he wants. Why would he have to even go down that path of doing that? Makes no sense to us. But then again, the whole culture is, I see opportunity where I can get my way into some money or some status. I'll allow somebody to give myself fame and indirectly benefit myself and my family. But again, for a girl's point of view, he's tall, successful, handsome. Why would you have to grape somebody? Makes no sense to me, but hey, that's what it is. It's wild.
Actually, it is wild. So let's go ahead and pull up her videos. This girl.
Yo, by the way,
she made a couple of TikToks about this, guys. This is where this broke.
What Chama means when he says Chama? He explained it recently, I believe.
I have no idea. What does it mean?
Yeah, Pereira. You know what it means, Mo?
The Venezuelan term?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
No, he's from Brazil, but he's in like a different way. It's almost like a swag to him. He says, like you do something like Chama, you do something like with swag. That's what he was saying on an interview.
I didn't know.
You didn't know? Oh,
Mo doesn't know.
there you go.
Do you know?
That's what I heard. It's like a swag, like Chama, like it's almost like you're using their swag instead of like Chama.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
It's like a sentence enhancer.
Yeah, there you go. That's just like key word to say Chama.
Okay. All right.
TTS
TTS, go ahead.
But let's go, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Good.
WFNF. I just started the affiliate program and my IG account was cancelled. Tears of joy. We need to keep people like Elon and Kris supporting free speech. Invested in the Rumble stock and will continue to promote your work. W Castle Club and all the ninja there.
You want to address this Instagram crap? I didn't talk about it with Suleiman.
Oh, you didn't?
I didn't talk about it, no, because you weren't here.
Yeah,
you have
so
most of the info.
apparently,
Wait, are we going to deviate from the topic, or do you want to do it after?
this is a slight deviation. So we've been targeted, guys, but
This is going to be a big deviation if we want to go through the full story here.
well.
Do you want to cover this first, then do
I'll
the...
give you the intro, and you finish it off. So basically, guys, we've been attacked by some hackers online, and they've been targeting our pages, multiple other creators' pages for ransom, and we've been extorted. So basically, what's happening here is hackers were paid to ban our pages, and they're like, if you want the page back, pay us 10, 20, 50, 40K, whatever that amount is. We'll get your page back, and they'll do this ban you again, and then extort you again. So it's almost like it's like a whole Instagram meta like extortion ring where like employees are involved and also these hackers. And as a result, we were targeted 4 months ago, as you guys saw, our pages were down for cybersecurity and being terrorists. And then I'm like, hold on, we just post cars, some girls, maybe some random thoughts, and then we're banned because
I literally watch y'all as if y'all were the daily news at this point. Y'all are so diverse. I'm 23 and I make 60K a year and I make an extra 20K at my second job. Should I live on my own instead of my parents at this point?
Bring it up one more time, Bills. He's with his parents right now, making 20. How much a year?
60K a year.
60K a year. Bro, also as long as possible with my parents, bro. Before I move out, I will get money.
I literally watch y'all as if y'all were the daily news at this point. Y'all are so diverse. I'm 23 and I make 60K a year and I make an extra 20K at my second job. Should I live on my own instead of my parents at this point?
So 80K a year is really good actually for your age. What I would say though, bro, is if you can, as long as possible, rack your money up, and I'll get property myself once I move out. I'll make a down payment. Let's say FHA, first time home buyer. So let's say you need 3% down, which is not a lot. I'll have like at least 3 to 4 down payments like that. So I have a good head start when I get my first property. And then from there, I would move out full time. But again, still as long as possible as you can in your parents' home, save that money up, and then get your first property, preferably a multifamily with multiple doors, and put 3% down. Do that 4 times. That's a good start and a good nest egg for your future as well. That's what I would do. Okay. But yeah, continuing on from what I said earlier about the actual banning, so to speak. So it wasn't Instagram directly. It was more like hackers that gave a false reason for us to be banned. And as a result, they targeted our main page, our actual Fresh and Fit page, some of our, obviously, as you know, Kris' page as well. And it's weird because, like, you were banned for some random reason. And it's like, hold on, that makes no sense. And then these people extorted because they asked you for money to get your page back. And I'm like, wait, hold on a second here. We're terrorists? What part of us are terrorists, bro? Like, it makes no sense. So, guys, just so you know, it wasn't Instagram per se. It was the hackers that gave a false reason, a false flag for it. So we can get it back for sure. Like, I got my page back. But then again, one was arrested recently. You guys might have saw No Jumper News. What's his name again?
All right, let me go over this.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why I said if we were going to deviate here, but let me just. Okay. Yeah. So let me explain this to you guys so you guys completely understand this fully. Okay. There is a nefarious underground ring of scumbags that take down Instagram accounts and then extort you to get your account back. Prices can be anywhere from $1,000 all the way to $100,000, depending on the size of the account, the size of the influencer, etc. Okay. It's a nefarious ring that's been going on for fucking years where they literally ban you and then they say, yo, if you want to go ahead and get your account back, you got to pay XYZ to get your account back, right? And there's a couple of individuals involved, right, that do this, right? And it's basically a black market that does this, right? And it's really bad with Meta, right? And they do it through Instagram. And the reason why they do this is because they understand that a lot of people, thankfully for us, we don't really we're not dependent upon Instagram like that, but a lot of influencers are. So they know that they can go ahead and get their money paid by doing this. There's a piece of shit named Idris Kiba, aka Unlocked. Yes, I'm naming you by name, you fucking scumbag, okay? That recently got arrested by the FBI approximately 2 weeks ago, okay? The U.S. Marshals went ahead and picked him up at his house in Las Vegas, Nevada for this, right? And they arrested him on a criminal complaint. And if we could pull it up real quick here. This guy went ahead and did an interview on No Jumper, right? A couple months back where he literally detailed how he extorts people on Instagram to get their accounts back. He self-snitched on himself.
Yeah.
And this interview was actually used as evidence against him in the criminal complaint when the FBI picked him up a couple of weeks ago, right? I think they picked him up on like July 24th or 25th or whatever it may be. Right now, he's actually being held with no bond, and he extorted a bunch of people and threatened violence against them if you read the court documents, which I actually did. I think the charge that they got him on, if I'm not mistaken, it's like a BS charge, guys. But they did it just to get him arrested, and then more because obviously there was a time circumstance here. Did they indict him too? Okay, so boom. A federal grand jury in Las Vegas returned an indictment Tuesday charging Las Vegas resident with sending threatening text messages to injure and kill 2 people and their families in California. Idris Kiba, 28, is charged with 2 counts of interstate communications. Yep, that's what the charge was. Which, guys, is kind of like a catch-all charge, but I predict that they're going to go ahead and do a superseding indictment where he's going to get hit with way more significant charges very soon. Keep in mind that they went ahead and filed a criminal complaint because criminal complaints, if you guys watch me on Fair Reacts, I've explained this in detail, but to sum it up, criminal complaints are a very quick way to get someone arrested in the federal system and get them into custody, okay? Whenever you have an exigent circumstance like this where someone's life or safety is in danger, you're going to go ahead and get the charge that you can quickly prove and get that person arrested via criminal complaint and put him in jail, which they did here. So now they formally indicted him, which in the United States, you need to be indicted by a grand jury of your peers federally and in most states in the United States to be formally charged. Pull up that US DOJ gov that thing one more time. So he actually got indicted now, which was, when did this come out? August 7th. Okay, literally today. So they indicted him today. He's charged with 2 counts of interstate communication and arraignment, and plea hearing is scheduled before United States Magistrate Judge Brenda N. Wexler on Friday, August 16, 2024. He was previously charged by a criminal complaint on July 23rd, 2024, and he remains in custody. I predict he's probably not going to get out of custody, guys, because the nature of the charges and the fact that he was threatening to hurt people, so he obviously is going to be not only just a flight risk, but a danger to community, and that's typically the 2 main things that they look for at any bond hearing. According to allegations contained in the court documents on July 19, 2024, Kiba sent text messages containing threats to injure and kill a victim and members of the victim's family. Later on July 24th, Kiba sent text messages containing threats to injure and kill another victim. If convicted, Kiba faces a maximum sentence of 5 years confinement and a $250,000 fine on each count. A federal district court judge will determine any sentence after considering the U.S. sentencing guidelines and other statutory factors. United States Attorney Jason M. Fearson for the District of Nevada and Special Agent in Charge Spencer L. Evans for the FBI Las Vegas office made the announcement. FBI Las Vegas field office and Beverly Hills Police Department are investigating the case, and that's the press release that was there. So this guy got formally indicted, thank God, and he's in jail. I don't predict that he's going to get bond. I hope he doesn't, but he outlined all of his criminal activity in this interview on No Jumper, like the idiot that he is.
We also have a clip of him as well saying it on Instagram. Could you bring it up real quick, Mo, or Bills? But
So,
this
I
is
didn't
crazy,
talk to
bro.
this guy, but he talked to Fresh quite a bit, and he was, extorting Fresh, saying that he took our accounts down and we need to pay XYZ amount of money, etc.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that this guy's in custody. But yeah, guys, we basically got banned on Instagram because a lot of the times these people have direct connects with Meta, and they'll pay these people at Meta to get accounts banned. It happens very often, and with big accounts, right? So that's what went
this
down
has been
here.
happening for years, though.
Yeah.
It's
been
not
a problem
anything,
for a long
anything
time.
new. Just that it's been on the spotlight now for a couple of days because of this guy. But then again, like it's almost like if like you as a creator, if you're making content online, especially Instagram, you're target because they can just target your page, ban it, and then if you need your page for work, then what are you gonna do? You know, so that's kind of the running theme here. But this guy is a fucking scumbag because he goes all the way down to threatening you to your life and your family, on your address as well. So it's really far where he goes. But here's a clip that we have, Bills, if you don't mind.
Influencers as part of an online business to block and unlock their accounts. They say Idris Kibe ran this site, unlockedforlife.com, and they say as part of it, he allegedly extorted subscribers to get access to their accounts and then threatened them. A judge ordered him held in jail until his trial. The FBI arresting a man in Las Vegas for
within those screenshots, there's over $150,000 right there between three people.
But when you say paying to get their address deleted off my story, what are you doing? Why are you in the business of extorting people like that, like airing out their privacy and then trying to demand a ransom? That's what you're talking about?
So when you look at it at on the surface, 100% what you said is right and sounds right. Correct. So it's like for us, when somebody comes to us and they end up in the situation where they're paying us monthly for their account back, right? For me, I have a couple options. It's like I can sit there and keep deleting their account, doing this, that, whatever, and then it's like what's the most valuable thing to you is where you live. What's the most private thing? You're a trapper, you know what I mean? Like you sell drugs. Right. End of the day, as much as anybody that's going to watch this is going to hate to hear it, this, that, or the other, it's like within those screenshots.
That's it for now.
And this guy was making $600,000 a month doing this, extorting people, and then forcing them to it's basically modern mafia tactics of extortion, right? Where it's like, you got to pay me to keep your account up, essentially. So that's what he did. For a very long time, he took our accounts down, tried to extort us to pay, and we're like, no. And that's what ended up happening, and that's why our accounts have been down since fucking March, man. It's ridiculous.
But my thing is, like, if you're making all that money, why go on a podcast to talk about it?
Because the idiot.
I will lay low.
Clout, bro. Like clout. That's literally what it comes down to. Like a lot of these dudes, they just want to be able to have some power over influencers, and that's what they do. So yeah, he admitted to all this crap on No Jumper like an idiot, and he's in jail now. Gladfully so. So here's the thing: we're gonna absolutely fucking pursue this guy to the furthest extent of the law, absolutely, and work to get our accounts back. But now you guys know why we've been banned for literally almost 4 or 5 months now. We haven't talked about it, but since this guy is arrested, yeah, this is what happened.
But there's more guys too as well, not just him.
Oh, dude, he's done this to hundreds of people, guys.
Yeah. No, I mean there's more hackers too.
Oh yeah, there's more hackers, but but he was the main guy.
Yeah.
And we know for a fact that he's responsible for taking our accounts down, specifically. He would brag about it, etc. Fresh got his account back, and then boom, next thing you know, it's down, and the fucking guy was bragging about taking it down, etc. As you guys saw, Fresh's account was down, was back up.
Yeah.
And then within hours, this fucking guy said, "You gotta pay me, or else blah blah blah," and then it went down right after. So that's the game, man. That's the issue with Meta. It's fucking corrupt. So that's now you guys know what went down. We haven't talked about it for months, but since this ass clown
It's out
got
there.
arrested and it's out there,
Might as well.
put it out there and let you guys know that we absolutely were extorted by this ass clown too, or he tried to at least,
Yeah.
and it didn't work. So I'm glad that he's in jail. I'm glad that the FBI got him. It's just for you guys that are wondering like about that charge, it's a pretty simple charge to prove. He's definitely going to get found guilty. That's a fact. There's witnesses that are going to testify against him, so he's fucking done. And what I predict is more than likely they're going to do something called a superseding indictment, which is going to be a revised and stronger indictment on even more serious charges. That's what I predict. The reason why they went ahead and did the criminal complaint, like I said, he threatened people's lives. When you threaten people's lives, you need to get them in jail quickly. They file a criminal complaint, get them picked up, do an indictment because you got to indict within 14 days in most jurisdictions. And then what they're going to do is that buys them time to write a more heavier indictment with more serious charges, where I predict they're going to probably hit him with formal extortion charges, etc. And that's going to really put him away for decades, which I hope they fucking do.
I have a feeling that he's gonna snitch, but he probably wasn't the main guy. It's probably somebody bigger than him.
No, he's the main guy. He's gonna get hit with enhancements of leader of the organization, etc. He's the absolute main guy.
Behind the scenes, though,
he's the main guy. Yeah, I mean he could cooperate and get other people in, but he's gonna have to probably take the main rap as the head of the organization, which is an enhancement in most jurisdictions federally.
Okay.
But yeah, either way, man. This is a problem that's been going on in Facebook for a very long time. So yeah, or Meta in general.
Cool. Okay.
Anyway, so
Today's
now
topic.
you guys know.
Yeah, now you know.
So going back to the topic at hand, we're going to go back to Alex Pereira. So this girl, right, that made these accusations, she made a series of TikTok videos.
And posts, yeah.
Yeah. We can go ahead and play some of these videos.
Some deleted, some
and
still
react
up.
to them. Oh, she deleted some of them?
Yeah. Isn't that interesting?
I saw 3 originally.
Yeah. All right.
Did she delete them all?
She tried to, but someone,
Okay.
obviously people always record and keep
Yeah, they
content.
started cooking, yeah.
So here's the first video. And it's crazy because her friend, or his friend that's involved with this, I think it might be a translator. She mentions a bunch of times here. I believe his name is Mel.
Yeah,
We'll
his
get into
manager.
it. Yeah.
FY, this girl's on OnlyFans,
Yeah.
just so you guys know.
Yeah.
So,
figure.
take what you want with that information.
Go figure.
All right, go ahead.
There we go.
Clear also, that picture that I posted where everyone is saying that it looks like I'm a fan that asked him to take a picture with me, I did not ask for that picture. I asked for no pictures. I didn't know who this man was.
She's
My
referring to a
friend
picture
asked
they
for
took
pictures
together.
with him after asking me to record her sparring with him, and then he asked on everyone that I know and love's life. He asked for pictures with me. I did not ask for those
Pause.
pictures. He asked his.
Anytime someone says, "Oh, on everyone I know's life, I swear," they're more than likely lying.
Or they say, trust me.
Yeah,
It's
like some
hold on,
bullshit like
why
that.
you gotta say it?
Can we Google real quick the photo that she's talking about, guys? Google this chick and then type in Alex Pereira.
Yeah,
You're
I
probably
think-
going to see it right in
I
Google
think
Images.
They're in the street as well.
Yeah, they're in the
photo.
street. She's wearing like a yellow dress or something like
But
that.
why would he want a photo with her?
That's what I
I'm
thought
like-
was strange.
I'm like, bitch, who are you?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
come
why I
on,
was
man.
like, son's off here.
Oh, man.
It
But-
just doesn't make sense. But yeah, we keep going while we pull up that picture.
I know he gets back, bro.
Assistant
I know.
to ask my friend after he asked to take the pictures. He asked his assistant to ask my friend to have me send the pictures to her, and then she sends it to my assistant because he wanted the pictures, because it was probably a trophy for him. I did not ask for those pictures. That's besides the point. But basically, his assistant sends us an Uber to where we are after the UFC fight and brings us back to the Courtyard Marriott, where we were supposed to be waiting for Alex to get back from an interview, I think he said. And then we were gonna go out. He was talking about going to strip clubs and like having a fun night while we were all in New Jersey, New York for the weekend. We wait for like 2 hours for Alex to come while his friend is on the phone talking about like kids with cancer and big money transfers and things that had to do with Alex. And we were like, hey, it's getting kind of late. Like, is Alex coming? Like, what's the plan? Should we just go back home? Because we're kind of tired. Like, if we're gonna have plans, can we like get on with it? Because it's already getting very late. At this point, I think it was like 2 or 3 in the morning. Eventually, Alex comes to the hotel room after the interview that he was at, and he says that he doesn't want to go out. He wants to enjoy the time that he has with the people he's with. Some bullshit like that. And then he takes off his clothes, gets into bed, orders food, and then is trying to get me to get into bed with him. My friend and me and the translator are all sitting on the couch, and he's just sitting in bed staring at me and telling his translator to tell me things and trying to convince me to get into bed with him. I eventually get into bed with him because I was naive.
Yo. Accountability to the highest degree, right? So we're gonna say, all right, he waited 2 hours for this man, right? He gets in bed, wants to eat some food. He's ordering food, right? You got 2 options. You can leave right there and then say, you know what? I'm going home, nigga. You took 2 hours to come. I'm out. Or you can say, you know what? This Alex Pereira, he's pretty hot. I'm going to bed. Mind you, you got your friend there too as well.
Just so you know, she likes Hispanic guys, by the way. She literally has it on her thing that that's her type. Is literally this dude's archetype, by the way.
100%. Like I said, tall, good-looking pause, champion fighter. And obviously, guys, whenever a guy's a fighter, he's an edge because like he has that like danger to like hit somebody and really hurt them, and girls love that type of like danger. Long story short, though, she chose to actually stick going back with him, which is funny because like she says now it's great, but we'll continue though.
This is a photo that we're talking
there you go,
about.
in the street, yeah.
And this is what she put as the effing predator that likes to grape in the rectum.
And fun fact, she got no ass.
Thanks, Fresh.
No problem, man.
Yeah, thank you for.
Hey, I was in Barbados. There's hella ass there. Oh, by the way, guys, I posted a video of us on the yacht and doing some fun stuff in Barbados on Castle Club only. That vlog is up right now. Go check it out. It's lit. Cool.
Boom.
Yes, I didn't think that anything was going to happen. My friend was there with me. I had told her not to leave me at any point. She had told me not to leave her with the assistant at any point. I thought that we were going to be fine. I thought I was going to be able to maybe try and get myself comfortable by getting into bed with him and cuddling with him if there was people in the room. I just have problems of my own. I have trauma. This is not the first time that this has happened to me. I was just naive, I guess.
Let's be honest here, though. Most
I don't know, but I was thinking I
have trauma from either childhood
don't know why I got
or
into
recent
bed with
people
him.
that they've been with. But the fact is, her friend was there. She could be like, "Yo, girl, I don't want to be here. Let's leave." Where's the accountability here, bro? But let's continue.
Never is any.
Never. Believe all women. There we go.
My friend was there. So was the assistant. I thought I was going to be fine. He starts touching me down there repeatedly. I keep pushing him off. I keep pushing his hand off. I keep bringing his hand back up to like my waist so that we can just like cuddle, because I'm comfortable with cuddling. I'm not comfortable with putting out with somebody that I don't know. I just met literally for the first time. He's huge, scary, doesn't speak any of my language, and I wasn't comfortable putting out with him because that's just not what I.
He's Brazilian. You should know that. He's a translator. Ta-da! Merry Christmas. You didn't know that? Bro, come on, man. Sorry, my voice is gone, guys, from all the shouting, but like, think she's dumb.
He keeps touching me. I keep pushing him off. Eventually, me and my friend say that we're very tired and we would like to go to sleep. They turn all the lights off. My friend and the assistant get into bed. It's a queen-size bed that they get into. I'm in a queen-size bed right next to it with Alex. Me and my friend are on the inside of the bed looking at each other under the blankets. He keeps pulling the blanket over me, keeps trying to touch me. I feel suffocated. I feel uncomfortable. I don't know what to do. I've pushed him off so many times at this point, and he's not taking the hint, and these men are clearly not caring about my comfortability.
Pause.
Mind you, again,
to be fair, if it's been going on for a long period of time and you're with a girl in bed and she's like not comfortable, just stop. However, here's the other part of this as well. If you're still in bed with a man you want to have sex with and you feel like this is not good, just leave. Like why stay there and endure that if you don't want it? And then I'm like, hold on. Maybe you actually did want it, but you didn't want it to seem easy. But as a result, though, you stayed there and know this is happening. Like if I had a daughter and she went to this guy's house, sweetheart, it's what, late night? You're in bed with him alone? What do you think's gonna happen? You think niggas want to just cuddle? Niggas want to fuck? Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know, bro. What do you think about that? Like,
I'll wait until she finishes her story and I'll give.
Man, it's just like, bruh.
Go ahead.
Why you stay though?
just to be clear also, from walking around New York in heels for like 10.
Bro, would you even smash this? On a slow Tuesday, maybe. But she got no ass, nigga. Just saying.
Why you always say that?
Dude, she doesn't have any.
Hold on 1 second. Buffering.
Alright, loading.
I was naive, I guess. I guess you could say I asked for it by getting into bed with him. I didn't know that this was gonna happen.
Chama.
I'm pushing him off of me. He won't get off. He eventually pulls my underwear and my pants down to around like halfway on my thighs, and I push him off again. He gets out of bed, he starts screaming and putting his socks and his clothes on. I'm terrified because I don't know what's happening. My pants are around my legs after I had told him no and pushed him off, and he's screaming in another language. Me and my friend are looking at each other, hiding under the blankets, like about to start bawling our eyes
Portuguese.
out. And he starts telling his translator that he doesn't want to sleep in the same room with him and my friend, and that he wants them to leave. His translator and my friend leave the hotel room. His translator and my friend leave the hotel room. He immediately starts trying to take my clothes off. He starts trying to take my socks off. I try to tell him no, because I have blisters on my feet from walking around New York in heels for like 10 hours the night before, and I had band-aids on my blisters, and they were going to get ripped off with my socks. I tried to explain to him, don't take my socks off, please. He didn't understand that. So at that point, I'm like, okay, fuck. I'm in a room with a huge man that doesn't speak English. He's not understanding what I'm saying. He doesn't give a fuck because I've pushed him off so many times, and he doesn't care. And he like got up and screamed and scared me into staying in the room with him and making his assistant and my friend leave the room. At this point, I know what's happening. I've been through this before. I know that it's just easiest if I just shut my mouth, do what I have to, put on whatever performance that I have to make it end.
Did she go to the police at all, guys? Or did she just like go on TikTok?
Just TikTok, from what I understand.
That's enough said right there. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, makes no sense, bro. That's wild, bro. But then again though, like in this scenario here though, like she could have left multiple times, but she stayed and then performed. So I mean, that says a lot. Go ahead, Bills.
He puts me on top of him so that I don't know how much of this I'm allowed to say on TikTok. He puts me on top of him so that we are, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but he puts me on top of him so that we're 69ing. I think that it's just gonna be like normal, like he just pressured me into having sex, and he scared me into having sex with him. It's whatever, like it's nothing that hasn't happened to me before. Like I'll just, you know, keep it inside like I usually do and just live with it. He starts using multiple of his fingers, forcefully pushing them into my ass. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this or not. Everybody's asking for an explanation, so here it is. This is literally just the truth. It's disgusting and embarrassing, and I've tried to make this video so many times, and I keep crying, and I just feel disgusting and humiliated and violated, and I know people are going to laugh at me, and people are going to say that I deserved it and think that it's funny what I'm about to say. You can laugh, it's whatever, like I just thought that like this would help me heal by talking about it. He's basically fisting my ass at this point. It hurts really bad, and I'm blacking out and disassociating and like just trying not to be there while it's happening. Before his assistant had left the room, I had told him to please tell Alex that I was very nervous. I don't put out on the first time meeting somebody like that.
I'm sorry. He did what? Wait, he made a fist and put it in the canal? Is what she's saying? Bro, hold on. She does OnlyFans, right? So I'm assuming she's done things like this in the past before on OnlyFans, right? Or something crazy like that before? I don't know. I didn't watch it. But let's be real though. She's done it before. Maybe. Maybe not. I'm guessing. Who knows? Let's continue. That's wild though. A fist to the asshole? Damn.
And MMA fighters, bro. Like,
Yo,
like,
that
just
nigga
think
hang
about-
gotta be huge, bro.
Bro, just think about how big.
That shit is wild, bro. Yo, the whole time Mo, he's be like, Chama! Chama!
Falcon punch.
Real victims, bro? It's not funny for real victims, but let's be real here. Is she telling the truth? Who knows, bro?
I know she lying because she able to sit down.
Mo, she right? She's sitting down. Man.
That's actually a good call. Mo said she lying because she able to sit down right now.
Wow.
Sitting right there.
Yeah.
She's sitting down comfortably.
Yeah.
Man.
It was just one finger too many. She tripping.
Please emphasize to Alex that I'm very nervous. I haven't had sex with a lot of people. I have a lot of sexual trauma. I freeze up in the moment, and I am not able to have sex with people like that when I first meet them, and I told his translator to tell him that.
All right. Mo, put the music on. All right. So I have a tweet about this, and then I'll kind of go into some things I wrote down. Did you have anything you want to say before?
Just one more thing, man. Listen, I get it. This isn't a cool experience to have with somebody you don't want to have sex with. Understandable. But for the love of me, though, she had multiple times to leave the room. She left multiple times. She didn't leave. He's Portuguese. Sorry, he's Brazilian. Speaks Portuguese. Obviously, he doesn't speak English. So he has a translator, which is his training partner / I guess, like, friend. And you could easily tell the guy, listen, I don't want to be here. I want to leave. I'm calling the cops. Guess what he's going to do? You know what? Hey, you know what? Leave. Get out of here. What did she do? Proceed to stay and then have her friend stay with her, with the assistant or whatever. And I'm like, bro, like, you chose to be there. And then by the first touch, you should be like, you know what? Nah, I'm out of here. Get your ass up and get out. And if I had a daughter like this, right, bro, I'd be like, yo, to be fair, like, you stayed there. What's wrong with you? Like, leave. Like, I'm confused at why you even stood there in the first place when you know, and you do OnlyFans, hey, niggas are horny. They're going to do what they do. Why even be in that situation, in that room? But then again, she's thinking to herself, oh, I can be here, have fun, cuddle, and then just bounce. No, you can't. Because, first of all, if that's going to happen, you know what's going to happen, at the end of it. So I think that's her fault for even being there. But would you call that grape? I don't know if I'll call that grape at all. What do you say?
Pull up my tweet real fast on this. Do you guys have it? I think Noble had put it down. All right, if you really got grape, why didn't you go to the police? Why TikTok? It's ridiculous how women run to social media instead of the authorities when they are victims of a crime. Her need for attention on social media overrides putting a criminal in jail. Let's face the truth. The sex was consensual. You just don't feel regret now and want to bring him down in the process. This is a clear clout grab. And just keep in mind, guys, that this girl is an influencer. She is an OnlyFans person. So there is an incentive there. There is gain by her going to social media to talk about this. I guarantee you that her TikTok has grown from this. I mean, we're reacting to it right now. She's going to get some traction off of that, right? And the thing is, guys, is that, feeling sorry for someone, she's going to get some subscribers off of that, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's going to be some simps out there that are going to feel sorry, or women, or whatever it may be, and they're going to subscribe to her OnlyFans or give her sympathy or engage with her account, and it's going to help her grow. I mean, let's be very honest here, guys. In the influencer world, guys, people engage in very disingenuous practices to grow their accounts. It's a dark reality of social media. I can't tell you guys how many times people pull stunts, people script shit, people have stage actors, etc., to make things happen. It's a big reason why, people have even accused us, like, you guys bring girls on and you kick them out on purpose and it's all acting. And then finally people are kind of caught on, like, oh no, never mind. Even our ops say, no, it's all real when these girls act crazy like this, because people couldn't believe it. It's live. Yeah. So fortunately, we've never been involved with that shit, and we never will, because clicks isn't everything to us. We want to keep things authentic. If things turn out going crazy authentically, great. If they don't, then who gives a shit? We've had a lot of calm panels of smart girls. We've had good discussions. Obviously, those don't go viral because it's boring and higher IQ. Yeah. Right. But we've brought plenty of women on that are smart and able to hold conversations. It's just that those aren't as popular. So with that said, yeah, idiot. So with that said, you guys got to understand that in the social media world, influencers will do and say anything if it helps them grow. Okay, we live in a very saturated social media market nowadays where people are trying to grow. Keep in mind, guys, after 2020, the usage of YouTube, the usage of TikTok, the usage of social media in general exploded while people were locked in their homes. And it's continued to kind of, people are more used to now being on social media for entertainment than being on mainstream, watching the news, being on watching television. Cable television has declined significantly over the past few years, and people rather go to the internet, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever it is, for entertainment. So I say all that to say, creators, regardless of platform, have a very strong incentive to create drama, to allow themselves to get attention, to grow. At the end of the day, it's all about the dollar bills, right? Next, I took down some notes as I was listening to her talk about this crap, right? And there's a bunch of things that are interesting, right? So, number one, she waited hours for him. I mean, doesn't that show some type of level of intent where you're waiting hours for somebody? You could have left, you were tired, as you would say a million times, but you stuck around, right? Then she gets into bed with him after she knew he was naked. That's a little weird, right? And her friend is there, and the translator. That's strange, right? And then she could have left at any time. We know this, right? It's not like they locked the door and said, "Oh, you can't go anywhere." Like, what the hell? You have some?
It just not to your point as well. She waited there 2 hours plus, right?
Yeah.
And then she wanted to go out to have fun. He said, "No, we're not going out," but she still stayed and hopped in bed.
Yep.
So to your point, yeah.
And then, I've noticed this a lot too with girls is they'll use the term naive, right? And naive is nothing more than a lack of accountability term. Girls always use that, right? Like, oh, well, I was naive, blah, blah, blah. It's like, here's the thing. There's two schools of thought here, right? It's either women are equal to, because this is what feminism fights for. Feminism fights for women to be equal, right? To have all the same rights and abilities and status as men, right? But with responsibility comes what? Authority. That authority a lot of the times means your agency, and also with that comes accountability. So if you're going to go ahead and be equal to a man and stick to feminism and everything else like that, where you could decide who you want to be with and you could decide where you work and you could decide all these things, you got to deal with the agency that comes alongside that. You can't sit there and skirt responsibility and say, "Oh, well, I was naive." No, okay? Because and here's the thing. If you guys look at a lot of religions, right, from back in the day, whether it's the Abrahamic religions of Islam, Judaism, Christianity, etc., why were arranged marriages a thing? It was because of this very thing. Because they felt that in a lot of religions, they look at women as like naive creatures. If you look at the Bible, you look at the Quran, you look at the Torah, etc., it typically removes the mate selection autonomy that women had because of this very reason. Because they could go ahead and skirt responsibility and say, "I'm naive." Like, no. It's like, you know what? Since you're going to go ahead and say naive, right, when it suits you, we're going to go ahead and have your father or some trusted member of your family go ahead and have the autonomy to pick the partner for you, because you're going to go ahead and do what this woman's doing right now. Look at what feminism has done. Now it's given women like this the ability to say, well, I should be able to have the agency to pick whoever I want to hook up with. Then when the hookup doesn't go the way that they want, what do they say? I'm fucking naive. So they're able to play both sides of the fucking fence, which is ridiculous to me. And I like to call out this hypocrisy all the fucking time. If you want the agency to pick the man that you sleep with, you need to deal with the consequences of picking said man that you fucking sleep with. But they want to be able to skirt that responsibility using stupid ass terms like naive all the time, which is a fucking problem, because the issue that we have is that sexual assault is no longer necessarily an issue where it's a crime. It's more of a retroactive way to come back and punish men because the girl didn't get what she wanted in the relationship. Does that make sense for you guys? They're able to use it as a weapon, okay, when they don't get what they expected in the relationship. Girls do it all the fucking time. Oh, he didn't give me a relationship. He didn't give me a title. He didn't give me a bag. He didn't give me marriage. He didn't give me whatever. What do? They come back and say, well, I was raped. I'm the victim of GRAPE. And they're able to use that as a weapon against guys a lot of the times for some type of compliance, and that's ridiculous.
Even pregnancy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean pregnancy?
They use that against you too. Pregnancy. Okay, sorry. Anyhow, but no, talk to your point real quick, bro. Yeah. It just sounds very familiar. But that's your point as well. So I think for him, he's been through many battles through the years, right? Many tough battles. But this battle right here is between him and her and the internet. And by default, it's going to be believe all women. And in this sense, it's going to be him versus people's opinions and women's, I want to say, intuition, so to speak, of their past trauma onto her. And as a result, it's going to be all these women saying, yo, I'll believe her over this guy. But then again, she just told in the story that she willingly got into bed. And let's go back to the beginning of time. Adam and Eve. Mm-hmm. Eve spoke to the devil, which is a snake in a garden of Eden, and then she took of the fruit and gave it to Adam. And when God asked Eve, "Why did you do this?" she said, "Oh, I didn't know. I'll put it on the devil." It's her being naive, so to speak. Her excuse. So women nowadays are doing the same thing. They're saying, "Oh, you know what? I was naive, but you willingly did the act, even though you knew the consequence." And I'm like, hold on, where is the accountability here? Because now you're just saying, like we said earlier, I had sex with this guy, but now I regret. My ass hurts, maybe from a fist, and now you're mad. So it's like, bro, how do you even defend this? Because you're lying on some part.
Yeah, I mean, what feminism has effectively been able to do, it's given women sexual autonomy, but not sexual responsibility, right? They end up hooking up with an asshole, or maybe it doesn't go how they had it planned, or whatever it may be, and they're able to always go back and say, "I was naive, I didn't know, I'm a victim of XYZ."
Yeah.
And that creates problems because a lot of women use it as a weapon against men to get compliance, right? And what they want, because they know that if they just come out with the allegation, that in itself is going to destroy the man. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to necessarily. I mean, look at Russell Brand. Russell Brand got demonetized off YouTube. He lost brand deals. His image took a hit, etc.
No evidence.
From these women coming out 10, 15 years later saying, "Oh, he did XYZ to me," with zero proof, no police reports, no nothing. But they were able to effectively destroy an entire stream of income for him off of an allegation. So a lot of these women know that they can do this and they can get away with it, and they're not going to necessarily be held accountable from a criminal standpoint or even from a liability standpoint, right? Very rarely does a man actually sue a woman because of this. Johnny Depp did it, but he did it and he lost money doing it. He still hasn't gotten paid by Amber Heard. I don't even know if she's paid him the money that she owes him. He lost more money to clear his name from losing deals, losing movie roles, etc., than he did from suing her. So a lot of guys don't have the resources, time, and legal power to be able to come after women legally for lying on them. Johnny Depp did it, and thank God. He had to break the law. Just so you guys know, California is you can't record people surreptitiously the way that he did. He was able to do it, but he had to break the law, record her secretly of her doing all this shit to him, and he was able to use that in court. Could you imagine if he didn't record her doing all this crap, what would happen? We would all think that he's a monster. We would all think that he's a rapist. We would all think that he's a criminal piece of crap. But thankfully, he was able to document it and show, no, this woman is a fucking liar. And Amber Heard was one of the biggest proponents, I would say the glory girl, right? The spokesperson for Me Too.
Yeah.
And look, here's the thing. Her career hasn't really been affected by it negatively. Yeah, people shit on her and everything else like that, but she's still getting movie roles. I think she's gonna she locked in a movie role not too long ago for a Marvel movie, if I'm not mistaken. So the problem is that, to boil this down for you guys, women have the ability to pick who they want to have sex with, but then they also have the ability to not claim responsibility of who they have sex with, which is a very dangerous scenario that we're in now, which has allowed concepts and institutions like the Me Too movement to literally flourish. Okay, so that's that's me breaking down that whole naive term that I dislike whenever women like to use that. Right? Then why did she leave the room when with the translator and the friend? Right? Obviously she says that they left the room. She could have left right then and there too, but she didn't. Right? She claims that she had blisters on her feet from walking all around New York. I mean, this is a guy that you claim that you don't like. You were there, blah, blah, blah. You're walking all over New York and you get blisters on your feet for this guy? Like, please explain that. That doesn't make sense. So to me, I look at that like that proves that's even more so. You waited around hours for him, right? Despite the fact that he didn't give you that much attention. You're walking around New York City all over the place, right? Suffering and enduring blisters on your feet for this fucking guy. I mean, are you really going to sit here and tell me that you didn't like him? Then she put on the performance, as she claims, I put on a performance to make it end. Come on, man. What is that? And then the other thing that's very glaring is she went to social media instead of the police. If you're really the victim of SA or GRAPE, as you claim, why didn't you go to the police? Why not? New York has some of the strongest SA laws and GRAPE laws in the country, right? Especially, probably she was more than likely, I'm assuming, staying in Manhattan. They take those cases all day, especially if it's against a celeb. So why didn't she go to the police? That's strange.
That's very telling,
right? And then also, she said she did a 6'9", right?
69.
Yeah, with this individual. I mean, That's a position that's fairly and she was on top.
Yo,
so she could have left at any time.
Or but just bite his dick off. And
yeah,
run.
like you were in a position actually where you have the leverage in that situation, right?
Yeah.
Not to make this a fucking.
You got him by the balls, literally.
Yeah, you literally do.
Literally.
Like you could have like really fucked his ass up if you wanted to. So why didn't you? Right? That's another thing because you have actually have the leverage in that position as a woman on top.
I guarantee you, a big strong man, you get his balls, he's a goner.
And then she has the gall to say, well, yeah, maybe I needed this to heal, so let me go ahead on TikTok and say this in front of millions of people. Like, why did you go to the police? Why did you go to a therapist? Why go on social media? And she even said it. I know you're probably not going to believe this or say that I'm a liar, blah, blah, blah. That doesn't sound like a way to heal, stupid. That doesn't make sense. And she even knew that no one was going to believe her. She knew it. So why would you go there and say this is to heal? No, it's to grow your influence, to get your name out there, because more than likely, it was consensual sex at the time. The relationship didn't go the way that you planned. Maybe he didn't commit to you. Maybe he didn't get you a bag. Maybe he didn't fucking make you his girlfriend like you had hoped, etc. And now you're coming out with this crap in spite, which happens all the time, guys. You would be shocked at how many times this happens with influential guys that have money, etc. The woman doesn't get what she thinks that she's going to get, and then she comes out and makes an allegation against it because at least she's able to claim some type of benefit from accusing him, and then he's going to suffer because, like I told y'all before, all that needs to come forward is an accusation. You don't have to prove shit a lot of the times because in the court of public appeal, they're going to assume you're guilty. All right. And then she next is tell the assistant she doesn't put out on the first date and that she's nervous. What does that imply? That you wanted to hook up with him,
bro.
Come on. That actually hurts her fucking argument by her saying that. She tells the assistant, "Can you tell him that like I'm nervous and I don't hook up on the first date?" Like, what the hell does that imply?
You know what's crazy? Just after your point here as well, she waited 2+ hours. She said, right, for this guy to pull up after his interview. You know what she's doing that whole time? Looking at his page on Instagram. I guarantee you, looking him up or asking his assistant, "Yo, who is this guy? Like, what is he about?" And she saw who he really was. Come on now. You don't stand up to her.
Bro, she knew who she was before she was even there.
There you go. So now I'm thinking to myself, okay, you know what this is? You want to stay because you want to get some type of like benefit or action. But if you're really worried about getting graped, you could have left earlier and you could have told him, listen, I don't want to be here. I want to leave right now. But you didn't. You said, oh, I'm nervous.
She waited there for hours, bro. She waited there for hours, and then her friend too. Because keep in mind, guys, her friend is an MMA fighter, so her friend's a groupie. Like just call a spade what it is. Call a spade a spade. Her friend's a groupie, right? So obviously she really likes this guy. She's a fan of him, right? Maybe Pereira didn't find her friend as attractive, whatever. Maybe the other guy found it more attractive. The reality is this: we all know, guys, because we're all men here. They were going to do like a tag team type shit. Like, okay, you take her and I take her, blah, blah, blah. They stayed in the fucking room. They turn the lights off. They're under the covers. They get in the bed with them. If they really didn't want to be there, they could have just fucking left at any time instead of waiting around for fucking hours, right? To hang out with these guys that one of them doesn't even fucking speak English. But why are they there? They're there because they're famous, they got clout, they got status, etc. So it's like, bro, stop fucking lying, man. Stop lying. You just don't like how things turned out. So now you're coming out with this stupid ass story. Yeah. But if you had gave her what she wanted, maybe a relationship, maybe something more serious, whatever it may be, she wouldn't be saying any of this shit because at the time, I promise you guys, the sex or the whatever that they did was consensual. And then the fact that she said, oh, I'm nervous and I don't normally do this on the first date, blah, blah, blah. What does that tell you right there? Where was her mind at? She knew what the fuck was going to happen, right? So if you didn't want it, why didn't you leave? And this is what I'm trying to say when I tell you guys, like, women don't want to take accountability when it comes to their sexual behavior. They just don't, right? They almost never do. They want to be able to, do what they do, but then reserve the right to come back later and say, oh, well, I was a victim of assault, right? When things don't go their fucking way. Ridiculous.
And this is why they run to drugs, alcohol, and things to escape responsibility of doing it in real time. But it's crazy because this guy being accused of this, like you said earlier, just the accusation alone of it getting put out there.
He's probably going to lose some deals for this.
His brand is under attack because now, remember, he just won the championship. Yep. And it's like, hold on, he's at the top of the world right now.
It's gonna hurt his money.
Sponsors, advertisers, gonna say, "Yo, damn, we don't want this on our, around us. So sorry, Alex, you can't have leverage anymore. You got to be like, you know what? Sorry, Alex, go to somebody else." And as a result, mind you, this may not even be true. It's like, well, we know it's not true. It's like, yo, what's happening here? This career, because the one girl saying, you know what, he did this X, Y, Z to me. It's fucked up. But then again, that's the world that we live in today.
Yeah, I mean, this is absolutely going to fuck up his money. I mean,
will.
depending on how big it gets, that's going to influence if he has to come out with a public statement and address this.
And I want to know her OnlyFans. Did she do anything like this before on OnlyFans? Was it extreme? Like, what's she doing on there?
Well, she said before that I've been in this situation before and I've had to put on a performance. So, like, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, girls like this, bro, like, and
we got to hold back. We got to hold back on YouTube.
Go to Rumble only.
I know.
Go to Rumble
I
only.
know you want to say it too.
Go to Rumble only. Fuck it.
Oh,
Guys, come on
man.
over to Rumble.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to fucking say what I want to say here, and I don't want to fucking hold back. So we're just going to under the First Amendment. Regardless of whether I agree with it or not, I think they should be able to do it, even though I think it's reprehensible. That's what a free speech absolutist is. Not free speech that you like, motherfuckers, which a lot of you assholes really are, to keep it 1,000 with y'all. Right? Some of you guys cry, you brought Sheikh Suleiman out and he's a, and then I bring on Tommy Robinson, you brought Tommy Robinson, you brought Lou, then I bring Steve, it's like you guys start crying over certain creators because they don't have the same viewpoints as you. Look, I will sit down and have a conversation with anyone, okay? Even if I don't agree with them. That's what a free speech absolutist is. So go suck one, man. Seriously. Okay. It's incredible I have to explain that shit. But yeah. What else do we got?
I think, read chats. Cyber Brawley says, thanks for the clarity on location. You're absolutely right, Myron. NYC would have a field day if she actually made a report. That's what ended happening with Jonathan Majors, and I read that 61 and saw the body cam footage. He should have never been arrested. That was what happened to Jonathan Majors. Amber Heard got no ass, by the way. That is true, bro. Look this up. A Chicago man sued 27 women in Chicago Facebook group. Are we dating the same guy? Oh, actually, that didn't go through. But attorneys for the man likened disparaging remarks made about him to a digital scarlet letter. The man lost the defamation case despite his life being ruined from reputation destruction. It's not looking good for men. Yeah, bro, he didn't win that case at all. It was just like doomed from the start. If I were in the woods, I'd pick the bear over the woman because a bear won't accuse me of anything. Yeah, it would kill you, bro. Roscoe Bond.
I won't lie. If I had to pick between the two, I'll make the bed shitter.
I'll take the bed shitter.
I'll take the bed shitter. Oh, Amber Heard? Okay.
I probably would too.
Brother, Barbados made you darker. Didn't think it was possible, Mr. Popo.
Yeah, it was bad, bro.
All right. Hey, guys, you get my books. Just wanted to say thanks for helping to save my life. I don't know if we did, bro.
What are your book?
Why is she so butthurt? I don't know. I see what you did there. I'm sure you talked about this before on dating apps, social media, or even in the person. Should I mention what I do for work if I'm a blue-collar worker? Because y'all, like y'all said, most bimbos don't understand how much we pull in. 23 years, semi-truck driver. Yeah, a lot of girls are going to, I'll be honest with you, bro, a lot of girls are going to discount you immediately when you say you're a semi-truck driver, even if you make 6 figures a year, because a lot of girls don't understand how these careers work. They look at it like if you don't have a cool title and a college degree, they're going to assume you make less, unfortunately. And so also, that's up to you.
And also, you're always on the road as well. So
it's funny, guys, with the accountability, kryptonite.
Yeah,
I saw that on Twitter. Cloud World, what the fuck? Why would you go to his room, you dumb 304? Yeah, I know, Adam Russell. She's lying. She's looking to the left. I know she's lying. Myron, if Trump wanted to get interviewed by you, does he have to take his shoes off? Ha ha ha, so funny. Not to deviate too much, but if that's the case, how IG, specifically the Meta service, still up and running? Common sense says either service should be shut down or a major lawsuit should be handed out. Well, my friend, what do you think is happening? Probably more than likely in the future. Can you tell me the process on how to start an FNF affiliate YouTube channel? Start a YouTube channel and then start posting our content, bro, and there you go.
Put the link in each video, yeah.
Mara, please address the FBI raid on Scott Ritter's home less than 24 hours after you both spoke on Israel. Yeah, so Scott actually came out with a comment on that. He said it has to do with the Foreign Agents Registration Act, which is ironic that AIPAC doesn't have to do that. But anyway, I suspect that it has to do probably with his alliance, his connections with Russia. That's what I suspect that raid had to do with. We won't know until we read through the search warrant and, you know, if any criminal charges are filed. But keep in mind, guys, that a search warrant does not imply criminal charges yet. So we'll see. We got y'all back, Myron. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't fucking leaving WCC. Thank you, Chief Rocket. Yeah, bro. Like, I mean, this is not a religious podcast. I've said that forever. FNF probably the only media I listen to. Why? Because y'all spit facts. I appreciate that, JJ.
Thank you, bro.
Another Cap at 304. She said she's not a huge UFC fan, but posts herself flashing 3 tits at UFC 299. She did this to get Sims to subscribe to her OF. There needs to be laws against false alligators, and at least I hope Alex sues her so none of that new simp money goes to her. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, guys, that there's no legislation to hold women accountable for false allegations, so you guys can expect for it to continue. Fresh, I see that the time you spent in Barbados, you were able to get a nice tan. Good for you, bro.
Sun was blazing, bro.
There has to be some kind of penalty for false allegations. There isn't, my friend.
There's not,
which
bro.
is why they come in droves. Can we get an update on how everyone is doing? Mo's weight loss, Fresh's weight loss, and being in the gym. Bill's with his music producing, and Myron with his boxing. Well, that's from Waylo. Maybe on Friday. We're short for time right now, though. What up, boys? Fresh, who do you play as main and Smash? Also, is there a way I could challenge you to 1v1 going to Yacht Party? Could we do it there, WFNF?
Sure, bro.
Okay.
I mean, he is on Castle Club.
Yo, Myron, I was wondering what were your thoughts on the Adin Ross and Trump live stream? Good, because it brings eyeballs on Trump, and we need to get Trump in office. So I look at it as a W overall. I know some of you guys might have your thoughts on Adin Ross, but I look at it as if it helps Trump, then it's good for me. A lot of streamers were hating though, and I'm not going to be one of those guys.
Like Ninja
hating, Hassan hating, fucking like streamers are such bitches, bro. They just like constantly hate on other people, man. It's
You know what
actually
got me mad?
ridiculous.
When Kris gave Adin a thumbs up, people got mad at him because it was Adin Ross. I'm like, bro, he's helping Trump's campaign. Like,
That's what
it
matters.
doesn't matter. Like, the bottom line is he's helping Trump.
Yeah.
Like,
Regardless, yeah, it doesn't matter. What else we got here? Hey guys, Myron, I had a quick question. I saw on Reddit of a sus picture of you dudes taking picture in bed. What type of joke or something? Oh my God,
Bro,
you must be fucking new here. I've explained this a million fucking times.
yeah.
2012, okay? I'm doing a training trip at Cocoa Beach, Florida, or 2011. I forget the year. Guys, I used to row in college Division I, okay? So, we're on a training trip down there, right? We wake up at the crack of dawn, 4 or 5 o'clock in the fucking morning, right? I was sleeping in my hotel room. My fucking teammates burst in and jump on me in there to wake me up because I had issues. As you guys know, I'm a night person. You guys see it now. I'm always up at like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't like waking up early in the morning. So they burst in and fucking jump on me, etc. to wake me up. And then that picture was taken during that moment. Ta-da! There you fucking go, man. Anybody that's played Division I sport or in the military, etc., you guys know that guys horse around, boys will be boys, right? That's what they say. That's when that photo was taken. That's why I'm in there under the covers like this, like what the fuck, with my eyes closed, because they bursted in, woke my ass up, and took a picture. There you go. Incredible that I have to explain this shit all the time, and people try to use that as like fodder to say, Myron, you're gay.
It's like every
You're
year.
low IQ. You're stupid.
It's like every year.
What else do we got here? FNF Super Chat. Did you see when Ninja said that he wouldn't be alone in what?
A room with a woman besides his wife. Yeah. We did a video
actually
on that.
reacted to that.
Yeah.
And how all these women started complaining. Funny how these were the same women who earlier said that they would rather run into a bear instead of a man. Yeah, I mean, Ninja's a blue pill simp, but that's one of the things that he has that's actually pretty smart. And guys, just so you know, like these big streamers like Ninja, Moist Critical, etc., they're always going to be Kai Cenat. They're always going to be in the middle of the fence because they understand that taking a political stance, a hard political stance, is going to alienate them from a certain demographic, and it's going to hurt sponsors, it's going to hurt pockets.
Yeah.
Especially if you're conservative. So, and you're going to get, we know for a fact that on social media platforms, if you're conservative, you get censored way more than a liberal.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of them are very reluctant to take a stance. Adin did it, but Adin knew that there was going to be views, so I think that was more of a.
I think Adin needs it,
and it brings views to Kick too, which that was a money move, right?
Also, Kai doesn't need it. Adin needs it. Kai's career is skyrocketing. His career is going up. Adin's career was kind of like going down a little bit, so he needed that boost. He needed it.
Yeah, and it's also for Kick, which he's a huge stakeholder in. So that brings a lot of eyeballs to Kick.
Yeah.
So it makes sense financially for him.
Yeah.
But for a lot of the biggest streamers, guys, they're not going to take a hard political stance. I mean, look, Moist Critical did a debate with Sneeko recently, got absolutely demolished.
He didn't post it.
And he didn't post it. Why not? Because these big streamers, guys, have to stay neutral. I've told y'all any day, I'd happily debate Abba if he wanted. I'd embarrass him because I have hard stances on certain shit. I'm able to articulate my points. I'm not a fence-sitter. When you're a fence-sitter, you have to play both sides to go ahead and get views and AdSense revenue because that's the most profitable. But if you're hard set on one side, you're able to defend your points strongly. Why? Because everyone comes at you. So you're able to fortify your positions on fact, etc. because you're constantly defending those points. But when you're a fence-sitter, you're not really going through the crucible of debate. And the other thing, too, with these fucking reaction YouTubers is they rarely do anything live. I don't know if you guys caught on to this. They always pre-tape their shit, right? And then come out with some video, with some edits and everything else like that. Like, oh my God, that was so entertaining. It was so funny, blah, blah, blah. But these people aren't actually good in the crucible of live debate where their ideologies and their viewpoints are being challenged actively by someone that knows what the fuck that they're talking about. That's why reaction YouTubers almost never debate. That's why you guys don't like Destiny, right? Or whatever, but I respect them because he's able to actually defend his points, though I disagree with them a lot of the times, in live debate. That's why I respect someone like a Destiny way over these other idiots that are reaction YouTubers. What else do we got here?
Evan C, right there.
Where can I find a course to start doing e-commerce, trading /stocks that teaches me how to instead of
bring someone in for
take
that.
my money? Yeah, we got you guys, bro.
That's not our expertise, bro.
The last one. That's the last
That's the last
Cool.
one? Cool. All right, guys, we're going to have after hours here in a little bit with some lovely ladies. Kris is here and rushing us. So
Yacht Party,
August 10th.
August 10th. Tickets down below.
Get them
only,
now, guys.
Only a few left. By the way, guys, like I said before, address will be dropped for the location of the actual yacht tomorrow in your email from Eventbrite. So Look for the email, Eventbrite, and then as well, 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. at the address. Also, one fun fact as well, we had a Zoom call with Krohn yesterday, actually.
Oh, yeah.
While I was on the yacht.
We should upload that up to YouTube for them.
No, we'll do a clip. That was too much gems in there, bro, to give away for free. But yo, we'll put it in Council Club. It's already there right now.
It's uploaded right now in Council Club. It's uploaded. There's
Real
already
estate
He went
101.
in detail for people's issues and current scenarios in real time. He's a G at what he does with real estate and business. So go check him out, and as well, it'll be in Council Club as well for you guys. Upload it right now.
Right now.
There you go.
Already available now.
Guys, we'll be back in a little bit here, man. We'll catch you guys back here. Obviously, we're going to be on all the platforms. Love you guys. Peace.
Peace.
I ran so far